Joining us now to talk about the so-called deep state, the McCabe firing, another potential government shutdown, and much more, Republican Study Committee Chairman Congressman Mark Walker, who also sits on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Great to have you with us tonight.
Always a privilege, Shannon.
Okay, so let's start with the deep state. Do those numbers surprise you at all that Ellison was reporting there? 74% of Americans polled think it's actually a thing, and it's manipulating potentially government action.
No, I would agree. In fact, those numbers across Congress, 74% of our Congress members would probably agree that deep state exists because we see it on a daily basis.
All right. So with that in mind, I thought it was interesting as well in those numbers that it crossed party lines. It was Republicans, independents, and Democrats all in the 70s who believe that that is going on, as now the House looks at possibly subpoenaing the FBI because you're not getting cooperation there.
Exactly. There's no question for the deep state people here in this culture, it's not about passion or policy. It's about retaining power. Far beyond Democrats and Republicans, it's about keeping that power and doing whatever they need to do to keep and retain that power.
Okay, so let's talk about somebody who's not in power anymore, and that's Andrew McCabe.
Sure.
He's gone. He was going to officially retire. The Attorney General stepped in and said, no, I'm going to terminate him instead. Now, he was acting, he said, on the recommendations of the IG, and then his investigation was forwarded to this Office of Professional Responsibility within the DOJ. Now, Robin Ashton, at least online, is the one who is still heading up that agency, that portion of the agency. Here's what then Attorney General Eric Holder had to say about her. When he appointed her back in 2010, he said, as a veteran career prosecutor, Robin is uniquely qualified to serve as counsel for professional responsibility, and I am confident she will lead the office with the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and dedication. Now, that, to my understanding, that's the person who ultimately told the Attorney General that McCabe should be fired.
Absolutely. And in 7 years of service, her integrity, Robin Ashton's integrity, has never been in question. So you look at this, of the when, the investigation actually started before President Trump was even inaugurated. If you look at the who, you have two Democratic nominated and appointed people. You have the Inspector General Horowitz, 2011, and this Robin Ashton, 2010, by Eric Holder. Nobody has ever questioned their integrity. So now you reach the place of what? What were the charges? There was leaking and also lacking of candor. If you look at lacking of candor and look at the antonyms of candor, it's dishonesty, it's deceit, it's lying. So DOJ Attorney General Sessions made the right decision in releasing McCabe. There's much more to this, and I believe we're just starting at the beginning of it.
Do you have any idea or any sense, better than we do, about when that IG report will come out so that everybody can see it? My understanding is that McCabe's team said they did have a chance to see it, and they said up until a couple of days before his firing, they were still getting exculpatory evidence that would have benefited him.
Yeah, we want to make sure this IG inspector's report comes out for the American people to be able to see. Do we have a specific date? We have not been given it, but I'm advocating, along with many others, that the American public can see this firsthand, because I believe this is the scratch of surface of peeling back the layers on the deep state here in Washington, D.C.
Okay, now, we are looking at yet another potential government shutdown if you guys don't get a funding deal done by Friday night, midnight. We'll be here in case you want to join us. Hopefully you'll have a deal by then, but if you don't, I wanted to read something that I saw you quoted in The Hill, that you're worried because Republican leaders, you say, will attach anything that leans to the left, because at this point, I believe they're going to count on more Democrat votes than Republicans. And the piece goes on to talk about a number of things that the left would love to see, and they may get tacked onto this. Would you vote for it?
No, if these Democratic left-leaning riders get attached to this omnibus, there's no way that I could support it. I think 80 Republicans voted against it the last time or something, some version of this. It would be very troubling for many of us who have promised the people that we represent that we would not support ideas such as the legalization or the stabilization of Obamacare, things of those natures, making sure that pro-life riders are certainly strong. It is trending the right direction from our conference meeting we had this tonight, but we want to make sure, if specifically this is about spending. If you look at the last 3 years of the Obama administration, the deficits ran 15%, 12%, and 13%. Right now, we're heading at a 21% deficit. So for Republicans who have been jumping up and down talking about fiscal responsibility, it would be hypocritical as not to do the same at this point.
Okay, so odds of a shutdown on Friday night?
I will say 10%. How about that?
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Low.
We will see if your prediction comes true. Congressman, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Shannon, and congratulations on the great February. Best month ever, I hear.
Thank you very much. We're working hard every night, and thanks to you and other great guests who join us. Thank you.